So we start with 306 battle value. That's the entry point. So let's just kind of round that down to 300 when we're calculating out our BV for the game. We're exploring the Scorpion tank, and we're exploring it from the perspective. We've looked at the actual tactics of the unit. I pushed that up to my channel. It's under the Battletech playlist. But now we're getting into that area in Battletech for the battle value. What it brings tactically, are there other units that can do it for less and much, much better? Kind of putting forth, is there ever a reason to take a Scorpion tank? Pure tactic-wise, I'm going to kind of push that argument. Now, I have 3 or 4 Scorpions in my collection. I have them for the narrative purposes. Sometimes in Battletech, you're working on a certain scenario or you want to play a certain theme, and you might really pull in units that tactically there are other options. Maybe there are better options. Maybe the unit isn't really that good, but you want to play it. So I'm not saying don't have Scorpions in your collection. I think it could work for some Outer Rim worlds. But here's what I'm kind of looking if I actually really crunch the numbers. 300 BV. You get an autocannon 5. Not bad. Not bad on an entry-level tank. It does have a turret. So if you get immobilized, you're not totally stuck and locked, but at the same time, the armor is very minimal on the Scorpion. It's a light tank, 300 battle value. What do you expect? So it's not so much a concern, in my opinion, of getting motive hits and getting immobilized. I'm probably going to get destroyed. And against infantry, we've got a forward-facing machine gun. So really, what role does it have? And with vehicles, I feel like you can't really just take one vehicle. It needs to work in pairs, or it needs to have some support to truly shine. Some vehicles can be a threat on their own, a Shrek PPC carrier or Demolisher tank. But even with that, even so, having other support units helps it out tremendously. If we take a pair of Scorpions or 3 Scorpions, and that's kind of the tank unit, is it really that much of a threat? That's 3 autocannon 5s and the machine guns. Unless you're trying to plink away at a light mech, drive off a light mech, mechs aren't really going to be scared of this tank. So now that shifts it over towards infantry and vehicles. Well, on the infantry perspective, there are machine guns, so infantry do have to worry about that. But the light armor on the tank means infantry support vehicles or other tanks are going to make quick work of this vehicle. And pushing that out against vehicles, that's the only place I see, other than some really cheap fire support with the Scorpion, pushing out an autocannon 5 for damage and range to try and score motive hits or kind of swat down other units that might be advancing. The question I have, if we're looking at it for the battle value buy-in and the pure area of effect, would we be better off taking a field gun and infantry platoons and pushing those out? Not even mech'd up. We're not even going to get into the cost of a goblin, goblin's kind of a fighting vehicle, or getting into just vehicles APCs that will just kind of move the infantry around. If we look at infantry and field guns on there, for the battle value, we can get something similar or much better, has a much bigger area of control. I mean, infantry, if they dig in with a field gun, or they're in terrain, you're going to be able to reach out and plink away at light mechs. You're going to be able to reach out and put down a little bit of something like the Scorpion tank does. But you're going to be, I hesitate to use the word threat, but you could be a threat. 3 or 4 infantry stands dug in, a mech walks by, especially if they're armed with long-range missiles and other longer-ish weapons, even though you need higher numbers to hit. That spreads out a lot of damage over the area. And that's something that a mech's going to have to navigate through. Now, if that mech is like a T-Bolt or a Battle Master and has the armor and anti-infantry weapons, machine guns and things like that, they're going to chew through you quickly. But likewise, a Battle Master or Thunderbolt, it's going to chew through a Scorpion really quickly. So I feel like there are certain units when you get in the lower echelon of battle value, 300 battle value or so, where it's so low just based on the character, not the character creation rules. Got some D&D in my mind. The vehicle creation rules for that low battle value, what you need to buy in, it might very well be better off just taking raw infantry.